Good evening. Good to be back again. My name is Blaine Lucas. I'm with the law firm Batch Cowan, Clemens and Zomner, and we're outside legal counsel to EQT Production Company. As your solicitors indicated, this is a conditional use application for both an oil and gas well pad as well as the placement of certified water storage facilities on the property in question. It's authorized as a conditional use under your zoning ordinance in the RD Rural Development District in which the properties are located. The facility is known as the Sarah Well Pad, and for reasons will be obvious in a moment. It's located on two parcels off of Finleyville and Rama Road. The first parcel consists of 47 acres. It's owned by Sarah Bickerton, and it's subject to a surface use agreement with EQT. The second parcel consists of roughly 3 acres that fronts out on the road, and that was owned by Mr. Mark Dixon at the time the application was filed. Since then, Mr. Dixon has deeded that property over and it's now been acquired by EQT. The plan is to build the pad and the access road and then develop up to 18 wells along with the water facilities. This was presented to the planning department last month, and the planning department voted to recommend approval. Tonight we have several individuals here in the room, most notably Mr. John Zabachin, who's the project specialist in permitting, along with Todd Planner, the director of permitting. Almost all our presentation is going to be done by Mr. Zabachin. We also have on Zoom several other representatives, I hope, of EQT. The technology here is always a challenge for all of us, who are available if questions come up. So they may not be, but if there are, we have some other individuals available. Just as a housekeeping item, the exhibits that we'd like to introduce. First, Exhibit A was the voluminous application binder that I've given a copy to the solicitor, and we mark as Exhibit A. It's identical to the exhibit binders that the board members all received when this was delivered to the township back in December, I believe, was when the application was filed. In the interest of saving trees and my back, we've only done one set, so it's right up there. We do have a packet with some additional exhibits that I'd like to identify for the record. The first is a hard copy. Exhibit B is a hard copy of the PowerPoint presentation that Mr. Zabachin is going to do here momentarily. Exhibit C are the series of letters back and forth between your township engineer and representatives of EQT, where he raised questions and wanted more information on certain things. The document speaks for itself, but at the end of the day, the last piece of correspondence basically indicates that there are no outstanding issues. Exhibit D is a copy of the deed from Mr. Dixon to EQT Production Company. And then Exhibit E is, I'll explain why this is in there. It's the unit declaration for what is called Premise 2. And the reason why that is included is your ordinance requires that all habitable structures be at least 750 feet from the wellbore, but it allows either a waiver of that by the affected property owner, or if the houses are if there's other evidence that setback has been waived. And we included with the application for 2 properties, and John will identify these. The Pepke property and the Sarah Bickerton property are subject to leases that are now held by production by EQT, as evidenced by the unit declaration. So that's a complicated explanation of why we put those into the record. So with that, I'll at this point turn it over to John to walk through the presentation. And John, for the interest of the court reporter, keep it slow.